What's up, guys? Zane from Forward Progress Madden. In this video we're going to take a look at some run defense, and I think this is pretty solid shutdown run defense that was provided to me by Robb Duval. Robb Duval is a longtime community member, and you can find him at the Gamers Lab forums. And what he showed me was a style of defense that I don't really see people using to shut down the run, but it's a pretty nice concept. And what he's done is he has designed this defense to stop under center run attacks and try to force his opponent to throw the ball more. Because with this run free feature this year, it's like the run blocking is always perfect, the blocking assignments are never screwed up, guys always put hat on hat, lots of pancakes, the foot planning on offense is over effective compared to the defense being able to react to the cuts and jukes. And overall, it just makes it really hard to stop the run. The user stick is pretty loose this year, really hard to get your guy to change direction, but we all know that. So what he's provided is the 46 bear formation, which is in the 46 playbook, and he's calling cover 1. And the play that the most of the community is trying to shut down is the Saints halfback power out of the I-form twins flex in the Saints book. This formation in general is really tough to stop. You can find it in Minnesota as well. It doesn't have the Saints halfback power, but it has some nice runs, the power row, the stretch, that are still pretty effective. And part of the reason this formation is effective is because you have the two receivers on this side of the field and no receivers outside the tight end on the right, which forces your opponent to make a decision. Do they want to have somebody outside the tight end? Well, if they do, in most formations you'd have to man a line to get that corner to go outside the tight end. Well, the nice thing about a bear front is when it was designed by Buddy Ryan for the 80s Bears teams, is that the bear defense puts both outside linebackers on the same side of the field next to the tight end. So as you can see here, we have Nate Irving and Von Miller both outside or near the tight end. Irving shades the tight end to the inside, but shades the right tackle to the outside. And Von Miller is going to play even further outside the tight end, which makes it really hard to run to the tight end side of the field. That's the way the defense was designed. So in general, the bear front is a nice way to attack a twins running formation, because you're going to cover that tight end and take away that right side run for the most part. But like I said, the run blocking is really over effective, and a lot of times, I mean, the bear front's designed well, but a lot of times you can still do a good job getting outside and picking up yards. Von Miller's just a stud, and if that wasn't Von Miller, then you're picking up big yards there. Now, how Robb Duval has designed this defense to run is a bit more advanced. It's not just simply call a bear front and you can lock down the run. What he does is he calls cover 1, and he bump and runs, and then he cushion coverages. So they're not really pressing. They're going to drop off the receiver. They're not going to press at all. Then he spreads his line, and he is going to man up the defensive end. So Sean Phillips and Robert Ayers are going to be manned up. But first I want to show you why the Saints halfback power is so effective. When you run the ball to the left, for some reason, strong side outside technique on the defensive line stands straight up as if the run is going away from him. Makes himself easily blocked. He's just taken out of the play. And that's why players run this play to the left so darn much, is because this player on the defense is totally useless. Now with Robb Duval's setup, he bump and run, cushion coverage, spreads the line, mans up the defensive end on the nearest receiving threat. So Phillips is going to go on Decker. Then he mans up Ayers on a receiving threat. So Ayers is going to go on Julius Thomas. Now what he likes to do is he likes to take these two outside linebackers near the tight end and contain them both. And what I'm going to show you, the reason he's containing them is it's a particular reason, and I'm going to show you why here in just a second. Now, the next thing he's going to do is run commit. And he's not going to run commit to the middle, because when you run commit to the middle, it global blitzes your linebackers. So we're going to reset our linebackers. He actually, we'll go ahead and recontain them as well. He actually run commits left. Now, when you run commit to a side, whether it be right or left, your linebackers do not change their assignments, which is great. Now we're going to see why he puts these two players on contains. Well, one, you've already got Ayers manned up on the tight end. So the man that's manned up on the tight end, when you contain him, Ayers is still covered. Mind you, you are run committing, so Ayers might be open briefly. Or, I'm sorry, Julius Thomas might be open briefly. As the user, try to stay out of the box, because when you're in the box and you run commit, the computer will take over and pull you to the side that you're run committing. If you stay off the ball, not only is it going to kind of say, your opponent's going to be like, wow, he's deep off the ball, I'm going to try to run here. But also, it's going to keep you from being sucked into that vacuum on the run commit. So when the ball's run, those two contains, well, and I suck at usering apparently, the two contains do a great job. They don't get pulled by that run commit, which is fantastic. As you can see, those two contains both set up and plug the two holes that most people want to run to. Now, by the time Hillman gets this handoff, he can't cut back because that's really too sharp of a cut. Your whole responsibility is just to meet him off the tight end. That's a crazy move right there. Computers are cheesy. Anyways, so the run defense, again, is bump and run, cushion coverage, spread D-line, man up the defensive end on the closest receiving threats, and contain both outside linebackers. And then you're just simply going to run commit left. When the ball's run, screws up the blocking. There we didn't have to make a play. Now you're probably asking me, why are you run committing left on a run to the right? That's the awesome part about the defense. When you look at the replay, Robert Ayers, who we manned up, is in this man coverage. And for some reason, well, with the strong side guard pulling, it's a hard example to show, but on an actual like zone stretch or a man-to-man blocking assignment, these guys who are in man coverage are unblockable for a brief moment of time, and that brief moment of time is all you need for the blocking assignments to get kind of messed up, which will cause the running back to not have as big of holes. He's stumbling into his guards, much like last year. Tougher to run behind. And that's the whole technique of using the man coverage on the defensive line. Now, like I said, if the run is back to the left, do the same setup. You're still going to run commit left, which is great because they're running right into the teeth of your run commit. You're still going to contain these two guys, and you're going to favor using the right edge and just react to the run back to the left. As you can see, that run is dead from the onset. And like I said, go back into the replay. Sean Phillips is not standing there stupidly anymore. He's actually manned up. And he's going to, plug the run to the right. Now, you're probably sitting here saying, Zan, you're run committing. The pass is going to be open. Now, what I said at the beginning of the video is that Rob made this tip as a situational tip. Everybody's played that guy in a tournament who goes into milk mode. And he's running the ball, has no intent of throwing. He's just going to work 40 seconds off the clock between snaps. This is the type of defense for that situation. Or maybe you're in a league where you play a guy who all he does is run the ball, and maybe he just runs Saints halfback power. I mean, we saw it at the New Jersey tournament where Lockdown made a very deep run running this run play probably 30 times a game, and then he makes in the blast or runs like that. That's what this defense is built for. Now, if you think they're really going to pass, like if it's 3rd and 8 and you think they're going to pass, the Bear front is still a solid front, and by having this guy in man coverage, he's still going to play the left side run better than he would. So even if you pass commit, he does a better job. See how the run blocking gets screwed up? The computer's just totally glitching me out right here. But that run blocking gets screwed up and guys kind of like all bunched together and don't know who to block. Even with the pass commit, it's still solid with this technique of manning up the defensive ends. They don't really know who to block at all. So that's what this defense is built for. So again, that's bump and run, cushion coverage, spread defensive line, man up your defensive ends, and contain your 2 outside linebackers. And then run commit left. User the right edge. And there it actually got outside. You got to make sure that that one defensive, the inside outside linebacker, that sounds weird, but this player right here, you got to make sure his contain stays to the outside. And while I do like this setup overall, that is one of the downfalls in my opinion. It's still a very good run defense. What I want to show is my rendition. So that's something I like to do pretty much in every video. And what I think you can use to better run this style of defense without necessarily having to make so many adjustments. So say you're facing like a quick snapper. So by calling 2-man under, 1, you've already got you guys in bump and run, so that takes away that step. So all you have to do is cushion coverage and then show blitz. Now when you show blitz and you're already in a 2-man under, in most plays these guys will back off, but they don't here. And the next thing is it's going to put the strong safety out here on the edge, and he's not manned up to anybody, so you can go ahead and contain him. This player, Von Miller, he's outside already, you can contain him. His contain angle goes to the outside. Now, what you're also going to do is you're going to man up the defensive ends. So now you've got everybody manned up, you're only rushing 1, and you're going to run commit left. And you're going to do this the exact same way that you did it on the last play. When the ball's run, just take over on the right side of the field here and make a play. That contain takes away the run lanes. So you're going to cushion coverage, show blitz. Contain this player, contain Von Miller, and if you want to, move this guy further out. It'll basically plug up the running lanes a little bit better. There he almost got outside, this time he definitely won't. And then you can man up these 2 guys however you wish. And another thing is that with a guy manned up on the tight end to the inside and you're run committing left, he's already going to be on the left side. So if they run a slant or an out route, not an out route, but something over the middle, this player is going to be in perfect position to come back and make a play on that throw. On this play, you've got Champ Bailey who's going to shade outside initially, and then you've got a player manned up from the inside, which is great. So if they basically throw a slant against this run commit, Ayers will be there. And then you just run commit left, and when they run this ball, that guy gets off. But like I said, don't be too close to the line. Because as you can see, I got pulled by my run commit. You need to stay off the line, and what I did was a mistake there. Do not put your guy in a yellow, because that run commit, if you're inside 10 yards, will pull you unless you're in a contain. So that is it for this setup. If you enjoyed it, give the video a thumbs up. Stop by TGL and thank Robb Duval for providing this tip to the community. I think it's something that will at least force players who are afraid to throw the ball to get out of their comfort zone and make them start to make mistakes throwing the ball, because everybody's played that player that runs 30 times and doesn't really like to throw all that often. So use this as a situational defense that's going to help you improve overall and help you shut down the run free.